It's the Crushnie show, and tonight we'll get every achievement in My Friendly Neighborhood. My Friendly Neighborhood is a game set in an abandoned television studio, which has recently started broadcasting over the local news. We play as Gordon and are sent to stop the studio in order to save his job.
Disable the antenna? The last job of the day is always the worst.
The studio has many buildings. There are offices, sewers, a public park, an aviary, a stage building labelled 4, and the MFN Tower Hotel. Atop was the antenna, so I head inside. We try the elevator,
Is this glue?
but can't open it, so ring the bell at the front desk for help.
Raise the curtain! Bring up the lights!
We meet a sentient sock puppet that could possibly help us disable the antenna.
I am Ricky the Sock. Hold on. Did you say disconnect the antenna? Trust me, the antenna is just fine as it is. Tell you what, you wait here and I'll...
Ricky regurgitates a keycard for stage 4, our next location. Leaving the hotel, we spot someone.
Hey, who's that?
And follow them into the stage's building.
Hey, yo! Norman, I'm a
What
really
the?
We learn Norman's name and approach, then he grabs us in excitement. The puppets are sentient, but why are they aggressive? Are they excited to see a human, or angry? I sneak around Norman to get inside of this dressing room.
There you are! I've got some snackaroos waiting back in the lobby.
Hey, what's going on here? Your puppet friends are attacking me.
How embarrassing. By the way, what's your name? Gordon! Gordon!
Is this a gun? Does it work?
We are ambushed after finding a way to defend ourselves.
Let's do this.
A gun that shoots letters. I use this to escape the room, then continue exploring. In some makeup booths I find more ammo, and a health potion, which I can't use on this run, as well as the duct tape in this toilet, which could be used to tie up enemies. I find a room with a target that I shoot for a blue key, and then pick up the nearby wrench, our new melee weapon. I use the blue key on an outfit room which had a tape shut closet inside, and a door leading to our first collectible cheat tape. After backtracking to where we met Norman, I use the blue key on these double doors, and enter the stage.
This must be one of the old sets.
Here is the set where the puppets and adult performers would record the show, and our goal is to collect all the letter blocks for this sign. But first I quickly return to the hotel for Ricky's promised snackaroos. Back at the stage I meet all of the other background puppets, and Pearl the big bird.
That's quite a bird.
I do die to Georgian here, which means I must replay the game to this point, as I can't save on this run. After shooting 20 rounds at Pearl, I find all of the letter blocks by looking in the cash register, the bathtub, and using the pizza clock to open a hidden box. I complete the word puzzle which grants a letter that I put into the letterbox to receive a crank.
Maybe this unlocks a different part of the studio.
Back outside, I follow the neon lights to a corner where I can insert the crank.
There we go. Well, no getting back up that way.
You seem to be stranded in the basement.
How do I get out of here, Ricky? I'm trying to get to the roof.
The roof? What's so interesting about the roof?
Spit it out, Ricky.
Oh, silly me. I forgot about the elevators.
Elevator. Got it.
New mission, get to / fix that elevator. I first venture down a hallway to a dark room, where turning on the lights reveals Ray, the star of the sewers. He pops out of pipes like this all over the basement, so we must be vigilant. At Ray's location is a power source,
Looks like part of it's missing.
an incomplete power source, so I backtrack and look for the other piece. I found a shotgun, but I wanted this run to be pistol only, so I continue on, finding the missing piece in a locker, and then dying. There are checkpoints at location changes, so I make my way back to complete the power source from the sewer's start.
Let's get out of here.
This spawns a horde of Normans, which are easily evaded. We deal with Ray and use the power source on this machine that prints cards that help solve a puzzle to open the next door.
Wonder how deep this goes.
The tunnel leads us to this underground area. I find an elevator with no power, and a cheat tape in a room full of mice, before climbing to some storage / maintenance rooms and discovering this note. Someone keeps taking these breakers, so I put them in lockboxes around the basement. I search and collect all 4, then put them in to unlock the right door. I wonder where the left one goes. Inside was multiple Norman statues with one holding bolt cutters, which can be used to open chain doors. I backtrack to the only other chain door, and it finally brings us to the elevator.
This must be the elevator Ricky was talking about.
We arrive in the office, first trying to leave, and then we start to explore. After meeting Hand, Randy and Pig, I enter a save room with a velvet mask inside. Then I find another broken elevator
Great.
and enter a theatre. Here was our next weapon, a punctuation grenade. On stage was another mask, which triggered an ambush. I next head up the stairs where I would first encounter Goblet, the big green glob. This floor gave access to a TV studio, and on the way I found my 5th collectible cheat tape. In the TV studio was a board game piece, and after backtracking to take a different path, I use it to play a simple board game with Norman, who grants a red key when defeated. This unlocks the next floor up, which is where the mask can be placed to solve a puzzle. I must find 2 more masks around the building, in order to complete the puzzle. The middle wall opens and pulling this crank releases 9 dice that can be put into this safe to unlock a hydro tank. The red key also unlocks the cinema's control room, where you can play tapes, and it also unlocks the rest of the TV studio, which has access to the back of the elevator.
This should fix that elevator. Would love to have a view like this.
The elevator led to the creator's office that had a key on the desk.
Maybe this will unlock the front door. What the?
We return to the lobby to discover Curtain Call, our first boss preventing us from leaving the offices. It has 10 eyes that all need to be shot 5 times to be defeated. I turn on the reticle for easy aiming, but still miss too many shots and run out of bullets.
Stupid game.
I try a few more runs,
I'm sick of this.
but I eventually give in, using a grenade and avoiding the pistol-only achievement. Back outside, I go and eat 5 chocolate bars, before using the red key to gain access to the garden. Here we would first encounter the dogs,
What was that?
who only die temporarily. Inside a greenhouse was instructions to make jam solvent,
Maybe I can use this to dissolve whatever's blocking the elevator in the hotel.
along with the green key. The first newly accessible door had a battery which I used to finally power the elevator from the underground. In a film room here, I would find the first ingredient. The next location was back in the offices, where there is a music room with trumpet polish inside. Finally, we return to stage 4 to grab the playground key, and we also solve an easy puzzle on the playground to get the final ingredients.
Finally, let's get this done.
We arrive at the tower's top and enter a door covered in scribbles. It leads to a seemingly handmade room where everything is cardboard, and an ear-screeching song starts. In the next room we meet the producer and homeowner, Arnold.
Make it stop!
We begin exploring to find 4 puzzle pieces. This included a full house tour, with us cooking in the kitchen and visiting Arnold's gallery. The final puzzle piece was behind this painting, meaning we can finally complete the puzzle. Gordon plays a quick duet with Arnold, then pulls the elevator switch. We wave goodbye to Arnold and enter the broadcasting room, where there is the notifying letter of the show's cancellation. It seems abrupt. Many notes show us the latest movies had not been profitable. Perhaps it was time to finally shut it down.
Fine. I guess I'll go out and do it myself.
Gordon begins the colossal climb to the tower's top, and starts disabling the antenna.
Gordon, you don't have to do this.
I don't want you broadcasting, Ricky. You're gonna hurt kids.
You know why I think we got canceled?
Why?
Because people like darkness more than light.
Sorry, Ricky.
Okay, where are we?
After being struck by lightning, Gordon falls into a new area with, guess what, a broken elevator. The nearby phone rings.
Hello? Hello?
Ricky explains that to power the broken elevator and escape, we must enter the door on the right to...
The unfriendly neighborhood.
This stage is full of innocent puppets, now corrupted after watching recent TV. The positivity they provided has now perished, and it turned them into this. We sprint from the puppets and jump into the final arena, to face the Amalgam Muppets.
What are you supposed to be?
It is a combination of all of the corrupt puppets. We pull a switch to power the elevator, run away and hide from the Amalgam Muppets, until it was possible to escape. The elevator leads to the creator of MFN's office, and on his desk is his final goodbye after the show got cancelled. He compares the show to light and life to darkness, displaying his intent with the show, but we have learned that it wasn't profitable, so the people above him closed it down. With the antenna now disabled, we fulfilled our duties, so head to the van.
Gordon, you're alive! I'm so proud. Before you go, I was wondering if you'd do us a favor?
Oh?
I was wondering if you'd help run our studio.
What?
Come on. Won't you be our neighbor?
I don't want to.
Sorry, Ricky. I just don't think that's a good idea.
Fine. Be that way. Adios.
Eight achievements unlocked after completing the bad ending, which was the first of 3. Next was the secret ending, which includes the same steps, but after entering stage 4, you just turn around and leave. Gordon gets fired and we are blessed with 4 difficulty achievements, all except for the new hardest difficulty, where we will aim for the true ending with a perfect rank. Before that, we must tackle the Horde Mode, which is more comparable to Call of Duty Zombies, with waves of enemies aiming for a high score. There are 4 stages and 4 characters, all needing an S rank for a mystery reward. We start with only Gordon and must unlock all the other characters. You do this by getting a high score. You must keep a steady flow of killing puppets, along with hitting these targets to keep the score multiplier alive. Enemies drop money and different ammo depending on the character, to sustain you until the timer ends. 40,000 points gets an S rank, and I get it on all of the stages and all of the characters, including melee only and grenade only.
Oh my god!
The reward? Gordon will now bring along the tape cutter. What does that mean? Anyway, I ran through the game with cheats with only the pistol to prepare for our final run on the unfriendly difficulty. No cheats, every secret, true ending, let's go. I start off as normal, but when I collect the blue key, I only have 1 bullet left. So I use the wrench to stun Leonard and Junebug to get to this dressing room. Inside I use the tape cutter to collect a key, which unlocks an office back in the tower. Here was everything I needed to help the 4 puppets to unlock the true ending. But remember, I still can't die or save, and I'm melee only to preserve bullets. I first returned to stage 4 to help Pearl, who I notice has no eyes. Switching the pizza clock to the fish, playing Ring-a-Rosie with George, and entering this door locates Pearl's eyes. Returning them befriends her and is the first step to the true ending. Next I go down to the sewers, where I find a pump piece in the showers and a movie reel in the toilet. I go up to the offices, then die. But I return to play the reels for Goblet, including a safe code and recent war footage that upsets her. Gordon therapizes her, being a war veteran himself, and helps yet another puppet. I must kill Curtain Call melee only.
Well, I'm dead.
So I devise a new plan. First help Pearl, then enter the aviary that leads to some dog food, open the garden, feed the dogs, then power the elevator so I can leave the offices a different way. I help Goblet, then go back down the elevator. In the sewers I help Ray with the pump piece, finally setting up for the show's return. Under stage 4 was a room with a safe that opens up with the code from the movie reel. After backtracking, it lets us gain access to the left door, which has an elevator that takes us to the 5th stage, Pirate's Cove. In here you can collect 3 gems to open a chest which houses nothing in this difficulty. Now the only thing left to do was enter the elevator. Or it would be if it worked without beating Curtain Call. Leaving the offices changes the time of day, so the boss fight is mandatory.
Says here, I'm definitely dead.
I quickly do a run on a lower difficulty to go to Pirate's Cove and collect the minigun. Then I use it to defeat the Amalgam Muppets before the final run. I preserve more bullets coming to Curtain Call, so I could finally knock her down. I finally get back to Arnold, do the climb, and enter the unfriendly neighborhood. I dodge the boss again, leave the tower, and this time say yes to Ricky.
Fine.
With all the puppets helped, the show becomes successful, and Gordon feels complete knowing he has brought light to so many lives. After getting the perfect rank achievements, I activate every cheat and start a run to complete my friendly neighborhood. Goodbye.